Anyway, right, thanks for that question, Jane. That's kind of flummoxed us. OK, so time to introduce you to our new drinks expert, Helen McGinn. Now, she's an author, a former wine buyer and a writer of the popular blog, The Knackered Mother's Wine Club. Now, she'll be here in the studio live next week, so as a warm-up, we sent her off to give us a tour of Bolney wine estate in Sussex to find out the secrets of their success behind English wine.
It wasn't so long ago that English wine was few and far between, not to mention hit and miss quality-wise. But last year the UK produced more than 15 million bottles of wine. So I've come to a vineyard in Sussex to find out what's made us such a nation of homegrown wine lovers. So, Sam, it's lovely to see you again.
It's really good to see you again too, Helen.
And we're right in the middle of the 2019 harvest. So tell me, why do you think English wine is undergoing such a huge revolution?
Gosh, there's a lot of reasons. One of the most important reasons is actually we've learned our craft over the last 50 years and got really good at what we're doing. We've really learned the right varieties to plant, looking after the vineyard to making sure we get our grapes healthy and ripe, and that's the main thing. But also the fact that we're local. You've got lower food miles. You can go and buy something locally in a way that you couldn't do sort of 40, 50 years ago. You'd have to go to Europe or somewhere else in the world.
You've got a vineyard down the road.
Exactly. Absolutely, yeah.
And what for you gives English wine its personality? You know, what makes it different to all the other wines that we could be drinking?
Well, we're a cooler climate. So the cooler climates bring in a freshness and a linear character to the wines, which is really very attractive and makes some really good food wines. If you go to a warm climate country, the Chardonnays will have a lot of tropical fruit characters to them. In a cooler climate country like us, you have more citrus and apple kind of characters. Yeah. So it's just different. We have several varieties here at Bolney. We have Pinot Noir for red wine. We have Pinot Gris for white still wine. We grow the sparkling varieties, the Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier and Chardonnay. And we also grow the lovely Bacchus, which is becoming a bit of the poster grape for English wine. And Bacchus is amazing. It grows really well in our climate. It's an early ripening variety, which is quite important. But it's really taken off, and the public are really loving English Bacchus at the moment. And again, it's a lovely fresh wine, but it has similar characteristics to a Sauvignon Blanc, so I think people actually recognise it.
So when we think about English wine, we tend to think about sparkling or white, but not really red. Why do you think that is?
People don't really think red wine works in the UK. And that's because we started off planting really odd varieties called Rondo and Dornfeld and Dunkerfeld, which nobody's really heard of. And they're hard varieties to make an interesting wine from. Now, they are making good wines now because people have learned how to work with them. But I think the key has been actually looking at the varieties like Pinot Noir, which we hero here at Bolney. People know the Pinot Noir style, they know the name, so it's something that people can look at and go, I know what that should taste like. And so it becomes more popular on that basis. But we're only really emerging to make Pinot Noir, so there's only a few of us starting to do it, but I think in 10, 20 years time it's going to be as popular as sparkling. So this is our lovely estate Bacchus. It has those aromas of gooseberry and citrus notes as well, and I think a little bit of peach in here.
Wow, that really does just hit the taste buds with some force, doesn't it? It's incredible. It's so refreshing, really fantastic.
And then onto our lovely Pinot Noir. So this is really, for me, Bolney's flagship.
And it's interesting because the colour is light, but actually the aromas are perhaps richer than I was expecting just from looking at the colour.
I think that's the problem. English Pinot, because our skins in England are very thin, we get less extraction on colour, but the flavours are still there.
Oh yeah, lots of red cherries, some raspberries, really juicy.
That's what we really get from our Pinot here is red cherry and raspberries, and maybe with the tannins just a hint maybe of leather just there in the background.
Matt, Ollie, I will send some back to the studio. I'll try not to drink it all, and I will see you next week.
Well, thank you very much for that, Helen. Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you next week, by the way. This is delicious.
It's scrumptious. I think Bacchus as a grape variety for Great Britain is the future. It just tastes zingy, sharp, arresting, beautiful. If you like New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, you'll absolutely love this stuff. And 2018, such a good vintage, really intense, beautiful aperitif, lovely with light bites, actually good with asparagus when it's in season as well.
OK, nice and sharp. What about the red?
Well,
Pinot, one of my favourites.
I love Pinot from the UK, and I think they make a lot of it to go into the fizz, which is winning awards the world over. We are thinking now the reds have got a great future as well. Lots of vibrancy, quite bright.
I like that. Isn't it late to be harvesting, though?
A bit, yeah, but I've got a few vines myself.
Have you?
I'm harvesting this weekend, yes. 4 little vines in my garden. Pinot Meunier grapes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's about the right time.
You've got your fingers in all sorts of...
Well, I kind of want to... I want to know how it works. I want to feel how it is to grow the vines.
How many bottles do you make out of that?
I'll probably make one, Mika, but it's all yours.
Right, well, thanks for that, Hels. We look forward to seeing you next week. So we'll Mika...